Hello and welcome to episode 3 of our Achtung Cthulhu campaign called the Karotechia Conundrum. I'm Andy, I'm the keeper. I'm going to start by introducing my players, and this week I've asked them to answer a question about their character, just to give you a bit more information and start to flesh out some of the characters, and this will be also new for each of the players, what the other players say. And the question I've asked them is, what memento does your character carry to remind them of a person or an event? Okay, and let's start with Chris.
All right, I'm Chris, and I am playing tonight Archie Fanshawe, Lieutenant Archie Fanshawe, in actual fact, a young, very freshly minted lieutenant serving with Section M. Sorry, it's not called that in this, is it? My apologies.
No, it is Section
Serving
M. It is
Section M.
It is Section
Sorry, serving with Section M. Archie carries a lighter. He has one of those old petrol fueled, like a Zippo, but I think before Zippos were made. But you know the kind of thing I mean. He stole it from his headmaster at public school, doing a slightly prank that got a little bit out of hand, which he did in conjunction with Stinky Robinson, his best friend of the time. He keeps it as a memento of good times and bad deeds. Stinky is now a pilot with the Bomber Command, so that just goes to show that they'll let anyone fly those things these days.
M. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Let's do B.
Hi, I'm B. I'm playing Eleanor Wyndham, also known as Nellie, second lieutenant. She is a journalist who has a draw towards mystery, which is how she's found herself in the company of Section M. Her special memento is a silver charm that she keeps on a bracelet, which of a goose. Her brother gave to her before he was sent off to join the military, as her nickname when she was younger was Silly Goose.
Lovely.
And it reminds her of him.
Superb. Let's do Bruce next.
Hi, my name's Bruce. I'm playing Sam Calloway, Sergeant Sam Calloway, a loyal and dedicated English infantryman, and he carries an old trench knife that his father gave him. His father fought in the First World War, and when all else was lost, the trench knife saved his life on many an occasion. He carries it around with him.
Lovely. Let's do Nick next.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm playing Casamir Koslow. I'm our driver, engineer, and explosives enthusiast. And
Not expert, just enthusiast.
yeah. Look, I dabble.
Yes.
No, my memento is actually something I acquired relatively recently compared to what seems to be for most other people here. It's an inert German potato masher grenade. It was a dud grenade that landed in our vehicle while we were retreating, and it didn't go off. So I took it as a kind of good luck charm and pulled all the explosive and like the fuse out of it. So I just kind of have this inert stick grenade.
Very nice. Like that. Okay, and lastly, Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm playing Nikola Vujic, a Roma who escaped from Nazi-occupied Europe. His good luck charm, little memento good luck charm, is actually a little silver vase brooch that he wears on his lapel. For the Lucky Heather.
Okay. Very nice.
So
And
yeah.
he's wearing that on his military uniform.
Yeah, of course
good.
It may be underneath the lapel.
But it's there.
Yeah, but it's there. So when I want to put the heather in, I've got it. I can just flick it open.
Lovely.
because you can never have too much good luck.
No, you most certainly can't.
Yeah.
Right. So, just to do a very quick recap of where you were. So you're currently in France. It's May 1940. The German blitzkrieg is ongoing. Allied forces are sort of falling back from Belgium into northern France towards a port called Dunkirk, which might become important soon. We're not really sure on that. You've been sent by Section M into France to extract a member of. He's not a member of Section M. He's a member of a club called a gentleman's, or sorry, it's ladies in it as well. So it's a private members club in London called the Bentham Club, and I think, if I'm right, Nellie is a member. And you've been sent to extract a French anthropologist by the name of Bernard Courdesois, because him and his library has knowledge that the commander of Section M wishes to acquire for Section M to then use to combat the Nazi dabblings with the occult. And so it definitely is implicated that Bernard and his library is information about the occult. And you have arrived in France, acquired a truck, driven to Bernard's house. There you found Bernard, and let me just dig out the pictures of him and stuff like that. I know what I want. So they want that one there. So no, he's not in there. He is in. Did Bernard just pop up?
Yep.
He did.
Right, let me just do that as well. He's now on screen for anyone watching. Bernard is a man probably in his 60s, slightly portly. You've not really had a chance to talk with him at all in any great detail. He speaks very good English. He's French, very seems quite an educated man with a vast library, which he was boxing bits up. Also there was his manservant, who's also present, Vachon, who is that turned up?
Yep.
And he was helping pack up and so on. Okay. You were then engaged by several men dressed in almost stereotypically ominous dark leather coats. Is that just
every time I see that, I just Nine, we are not the Gestapo.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yes, most certainly. And you engaged 3 of them and have I think shot and killed all 3, including one who was fleeing and running away.
Yeah,
You tracked him down to.
yeah. He was chased down by the dog.
That was it. Yes, by Nicola's dog, whose name's escaped me. I've forgotten
Good
your
dog.
Yes, yeah.
Kezia. That's it.
Kezia.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
How
Good
could you
dog.
forget the most important member of our group, Andy?
Yes, I do apologise. I do
Yeah.
apologise.
Further evidence that Andy is going to, kill the dog
He's
at some
definitely going
point.
to kill the dog. Yeah.
Yes, I am
Yeah,
going
he's
to
trying
be
not to get too
Can't even
attached.
face the name, yeah.
yes, I'm going to be a dog killer at some point.
The dog.
Right. Then what happened was an aircraft flew over, a German aircraft flew over, and some parachutists leapt out, and they've landed to the southwest of you. Okay, and
Yep.
then also some British troops, sort of remnants of. Well, they're led by this guy. Now, does the note under his picture turn up for you?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay, I'm still to sort that out. He's
Good. The tradition remains strong.
he's from the 1st Battalion, Queen's Own Royal West Kent Regiment,
Mhm.
and I think there's him, and I think there are. It's one, two. He's got 6 men with him. He, I believe, has a submachine gun as a Thompson. 5 of his men have rifles, and 1 has a Bren gun. Okay.
Good. That will come in handy.
Yeah.
And we
Potentially.
think we can fit everybody in the back of our truck.
You people will be sitting on top of the crates and suitcases that have been loaded with books.
Well, that's what crates and suitcases are for. That's
Exactly.
not a
So it
problem.
won't be a
As long as they
problem.
can
It's
fit.
not a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. Look.
And the
Look,
soldiers
they
basically.
probably had to sit on worse.
Yep. Okay. Right.
They just
Now.
need to make sure they are hanging on tight.
Right. Well, they start to move into getting it organised with the vehicles. Yep. When
Well, with the vehicle, I kind of
you blew up the
I disabled the car.
Yeah.
Now
I denied the car to the enemy.
Yeah. Bernard is still in the house, and he suddenly seemed to remember something and rushed upstairs. And pretty much everything is packed up, and you were just loading the last boxes of books and stuff like that. And Archie was inside the house as Bernard
Yes.
rushed upstairs. Okay.
Yes, I'm probably swearing at him.
Yes. What's next going to happen is Andy's going to spend 3 points of GM threat.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Is this to bring in reinforcements or add
No, I
bad
think
guys?
Bernard trips and gets a nasty sprained ankle for 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Archie, please can you make me now? I'm still not completely 100% on the skills in this. It's an observation check to do with hearing.
Oh dear, right.
And I reckon that
We are in danger.
that would be insight, I reckon.
Right. Really? Oh, yes.
Or would it be reason?
I think it's insight.
Okay.
Oh, 2 success.
Do you speak German?
Yes.
You hear someone upstairs hiss an order in German, and someone says, "Stand still, hands up."
Ooh, ready, my Thompson.
Is
Is how far, many steps is it for me to signal anyone who's standing outside? I see, actually, I've got a pretty good, if the door is here, and
You're at the bottom of the stairs is where you'd move to. It will be essentially a short delay if you wish to wave at someone, or you can go or you could just yell.
I'd better go and see what's going on.
Okay, so you start to head up the stairs. Right.
Wow.
Okay. The rest of you. There is the crack of a rifle firing. Sorry.
Oh, good.
And a bullet smashes the side window of the truck and hits.
I'm going to tell the motor pool officer when we get back that was pre-existing.
Yep. Okay. And it
And kills the dog.
no. Kill the dog. The dog survives
Bruce!
another round. It hits Casamir. So
Ow. How dare.
now
Bravely dived in the way to protect the dog.
Well, heroic.
That's absolutely what happened. Ooh, that doesn't look like it's friendly.
So that is a total of 6 points of damage. 5 damage,
Ow.
and then there's one effect which is oh no, sorry. That's just no. He's not firing salvo, so it's 5 points of damage. Do you have any armor?
I do. I have my helmet.
So that reduces it by 1. So you take 4 points of damage.
Okay, so 4 stress then?
Yes.
Okay. You hear much
And
Polish swearing.
Now you see the value of the armor, because if you had not have had that your helmet, you would have taken a wound.
Yeah.
Because 5 points is a wound.
5 points is bad.
Or if you go over 5 points of stress in
One attack, yes.
in one attack, yeah. So if you get hit twice and do 3 and 2, I think that counts as a wound.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll figure that one out if it happens.
We'll figure out when it comes, yes.
Yes. Okay. Right. So those of you outside, there's shooting. There's a shot from the window that's smashed. It's somewhere to the east. Casamir, what do you wish to do? And then also Sam, Nellie, and Nikola.
Well, I am going to I'm gonna get my head out of the way of the window and just duck down under the window until we're ready to go.
Okay. Are you stopping the engine from running?
No. It's still idling.
Okay. So
All right, I'll roll my vehicle check.
yeah, give me a vehicle check. Give me a vehicle check to see if it stalls.
Yeah. All right. So
What the other
this is
three of you
gonna
doing while he's doing
be-
that?
Well, I'm going to search to see who shot, where the fire came from, if I can.
Is that going to be insight or reason?
Reason.
Reason.
Can I have, please,
2 successes.
Yeah, absolutely fine. You keep it going. Sam, if you're looking for it, please, can you give me a insight observation?
Yep.
As long as I draw
right.
breath, this engine will not
So,
stall.
Focus. We haven't got any momentum, have we?
No.
Nope.
No. We
Hang
are
on a sec.
fresh out of momentum.
Sorry, no.
Oh
we
wait,
need to start doing this properly. Right. Nick, you just needed one success to keep the engine
Okay.
running. So the other one generates a point of party momentum.
Okay. Excellent. Fantastic.
Okay. Unless you've
We
got
have
another use
some
for it, but
momentum.
you probably don't. So we'll just add it.
No. Add it to the pool.
Okay. And then
Right.
We need it.
Bruce. Right.
3 successes.
3. So let me just. I just need to do one quick little thing. Right. You spot the man and gain with only requires 1, so you've got 2 extra successes.
Can I spend those? Oh god, I need to look at the rules. Can I spend those to help any subsequent action I might have in terms of, say, aiming and shooting back, or can I spend some of that to shoot back? Yeah, I can spend 2 successes to take an extra action and shoot back. Is that right?
I cannot remember.
Or am I confusing my rules?
What's the observation of full action, Andy? If we're going
Yes.
round by round, the character gets a long action and a short action each round.
So for those two, I'll let you have a shot back.
I will
now,
take a.
Just let me
shot.
put the guy on the map. So he's actually. Ooh, right. Sorry.
The Polish swearing continues filtering out through the cab.
I haven't actually got his token's not come up correctly with the picture. So but he's here. If you can see that.
Yeah.
In those trees there. So he is he is at long range, which I think is what are you armed with?
I'm armed with a rifle, which I think is medium range.
So it requires one extra success to hit him.
Okay.
I think so, right? I think that's a long range.
You think the rifle is?
Because my submachine gun's medium
Lee
range.
Enfield rifle is medium.
No, I think that may be a typo by Andy. Hang on a sec. That does sound wrong.
Oh, no, maybe it is. Not bad.
No, it is medium. It is medium.
Sorry.
The submachine gun is close.
Right.
No,
okay.
Yes, yeah. So so it requires one extra success to hit him. So you'll need 2 successes to hit him on your shot.
Sure. Okay. It's a coordination roll. I'll spend a point of momentum to take the shot to give myself 3 dice.
So that's taken
And
that.
roll.
Okay, so that's 2 additional successes.
So I got 4 successes.
Yeah.
Right. So. Oh, but
It's 1 to hit him.
I got. Yeah. No. I need to make a damage roll. Do I?
Yeah. So let's just do this. So with those successes.
Yep.
Though. God, I did remember. I have not looked at this since we've had Christmas and New Year in between sessions. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm forgetting things too.
Yeah, right. It generates 2 points of momentum. You can spend each of those instantly to do an extra point of damage. So you're currently rolling 6 damage because your rifle.
Yep.
So you could make that 8 by putting both of them in there, or you could put 2 into the party momentum, or you could do 2. You could use 2. You could use 2 to make a party a truth, or you could.
Yeah.
You could put a truth on him like pinned down, or you could give yourself some extra morale.
I think for the moment. Yeah, I think for the moment I will add 2 party momentum and I'll just roll the damage as is.
Okay.
So that's 6 points of damage. I have no idea if that's good, bad, or ugly.
That is. Sorry, I'm looking at your character.
I imagine.
That puts him down.
Got him, sir.
Right.
What?
Let's cut back to Archie.
Archie, having got a submachine gun out.
Hang on a minute. I've got a skill. Hang on a minute. I could spend.
Also, I was supposed to be going at the same time.
Oh, sorry. Apologies. What do you want to do, Tom?
Yeah. I was heading towards the truck, seeing that Sam found a sniper. I'm going to leave him looking that way, and I'm going to start looking over towards the west. So I'm still heading towards the back of the truck, but I'm still looking over towards the west northwest to see if there's any more snipers from that direction.
Have you got? If I unpause the
That's it.
game, can you? Have you got control of your token? Can you move to where you want to go
Yeah.
to, please?
Andy, I'm going to invoke my one of my talents called Draw Their Fire.
Yeah.
So after I make a successful attack, I can spend 2 momentum to draw the enemy's attention. If you do, then enemy able to attack you who targets one of your allies increases the difficulty of their attack by 1.
Okay. So spend those.
I got them, sir. I got one, sir.
Spend those 2 momentum. Right. Okay. That and then, Tom, can you give me a insight observation check as well? The focus would be sight if you have it. Just while you're rolling that, Nellie, what are you doing?
I was going to take cover.
Mhm.
Obviously, as everything was heading off, I'd probably dash inside the house, seeing as that's the closest place, and sort of try and gain some cover whilst also readying my weapon just in case. I don't think I can see anything from where I am. Can I?
You can give me a insight observation check as well with sight as the focus. Just while you're rolling that. So Tom, you and Kezia move over and
I'll have Kezia lie down next to me.
Yep. And you look over towards the west, and you got 1 success. You're not able to spot anything at the present moment. No other targets.
That's fine. Stay where I am.
Yep. Okay. B, you move back into the house, and then glancing out from there, you spot the man that Sam has shot.
Yep.
You're pretty certain with that. With 3 successes, you can see that he is not moving anymore. If he's not dead, he's certainly dying. And
I think I'm just going to hold that position then.
Yep. Okay. The soldiers all sort of scatter into different positions and turn into sort of like an all-round defense type setup where people are covering different angles. The corporal who's in charge and the guy with the Bren gun, they come over to Sam, who's has sergeant stripes on his arms, and the corporal says, "Sarge, where do you want us?" Oh,
Okay, no, Sam took just had a moment there, you know. They're a bit far away from me at the moment, aren't they?
No, they move over to you. So.
Oh, sorry, right, yeah, the tokens are. There's some trees over to the left. You two go over to the trees, look on that tree line, shoot anything that moves. That's German.
Okay. So to the left. You mean
right.
left?
To my left, because I'm looking out east. So there's some trees to my sort of. Yeah, those trees.
Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a couple. Where that pointer is there. Can I move them?
You can move yourself. You can't move them, but.
Okay. Yeah, and then a couple to my right. You know, looking behind us.
Sort of
behind
down
me.
Here.
Yeah, that'll do.
Another one there.
We just need to defend everybody while we get ourselves situated and get on that truck.
One has come and joined Nikola, and a couple of other gone over by this hut there.
I do believe that is the first time Sam has given orders under fire.
He shot himself.
Why. That's well. May not be good orders, but they were orders.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a minute, we've got officers here. Why am I giving orders?
Because he's a corporal.
Because the officer is
I've not been inside at the moment, but it has been a few minutes, so I've probably done something by now.
Yeah, we'll come to.
That's because. Yeah,
that's just what Sam was thinking internally. I mean, I wasn't.
So, what did you say, Tom?
It's because Sam works for a living.
Yeah, exactly. The guy's a corporal. if he wants someone to tell him what to do, he looks for a sergeant rather than an officer.
Yeah.
But let us return to the officer in charge, Archie. You go pezing out. Are you running up the stairs? I'm
stealthy. I'm being stealthy.
Okay. Can I have a stealth check from you, please? Using agility.
Okay. Not inappropriate. I haven't got a specialisation that'll be useful. So that work?
Yep. You've got one success. You creep up the stairs. And as you creep up the stairs, you hear the German voice say, "Give me that bag."
Head directly to, still stealthy, but I'm just making my way directly towards where I can hear the voice.
And as you come up onto the landing, you can tell the voices are coming from what, judged just by from off the doors, is probably the master bedroom. And but you hear this German voice say, "Give me the bag," and then do you speak Latin?
Yes, it's on my list.
I thought you did. Yes. You then hear Bernard. You hear the slump of something being sort of a bag being tossed over to someone or something like that, and then you hear, of all the bizarre things, Bernard saying the word pain in Latin, which is then followed by an absolute scream of pain from, you would guess, not Bernard, but the German person.
Well, rush forward since I don't know who it is.
Yeah. Right. You rush into the room and you see another one of these sort of he's actually taken off his trench coat, but one of these sort of plainclothes men. He had a Smyson's machine pistol, but you hear that clatter to the ground as the man is writhing around in pain on the bedroom floor, clutching at his temples, clearly in absolute agony. And Bernard you glance at Bernard and he's making sort of movements with his hand, and the man is, and the German is writhing in pain. Please, could you make me a will and resilience test?
Yeah.
Is that the system's sanity check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I got one.
Right. It is shocking, but you're hardened.
Well, not particularly actually with that level of skill, but
yes.
on this occasion I'm hyped up enough on adrenaline that
yes, that's
I
fair.
don't really
Yeah, the adrenaline keeps you going, and he and it's quite shocking, but it doesn't scare you too much. Bernard, you can see sort of a slight bead of sweat of concentration on Bernard's face as he is moving his hand, and he sees you, and through gritted teeth he says, "Shoot him! Shoot him!"
Okay, I'll shoot him.
Okay.
Before I burst from my Thompson.
Yeah. I can't remember what the rules are for essentially a prone, easy to shoot target, but give yourself an extra dice on your attack.
Okay.
That seems logical to me.
What you
5
shooting
successes.
with?
You shoot with, I'm assuming the Thompson.
Thompson. I thought I'd mention that.
Yeah.
Yes, I got my Thompson out, so I just shooting with a 3-round burst from my Thompson with 5 successes. I think that's going to be 4 momentum, which I just converted to damage.
You want to convert all that into damage?
Well, no. Tell you what, I'll convert 2 of them into damage and 2 of them into momentum. Might as well.
Okay, please add those onto the momentum, and then make me your damage roll with +2 dice.
Well, I'm going to put one into momentum. I'm going to put the other one into my courage. All right, temporarily. There you go. Having bolstered myself to Bernard's casting of obvious magic, I'm feeling a bit courageous now.
Oh, I'd forgotten that. Yes, you can. So you can put points of momentum into temporary courage for the scene.
Yes, and temporary courage will helps you to resist scary things.
Yes.
Right. Then so that's
Well,
normal
actually, in
die.
fact, it acts like armor against scary things.
Yes. I'm trying to remember how you do damage on this interface.
So,
Classic gear, Thompson submachine gun.
If you click on the damage icon on the
Click 5. Why have I got 4+1? Oh, because I'm really really good at this. Not that good at it. That's very frustrating. Well, I'm going to spend that momentum point to re-roll. All right.
okay, yep.
Oh, right. Select dice to re-roll. 4, 6. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 3 effects, which don't make any odds really.
3 effects. Only not salving. Yeah. Okay. So you riddle him with bullets, and he is very clearly dead. Bernard sags onto the bed, clearly tired from what he's just done.
Okay. Go on, man. No time to rest. Grab him by the hand and pull him moving.
Right. Give me, please, a. Where did we decide leadership was on this? It's under tactics. Yeah. So give me a tactics will roll, please.
We need to improve these. No. Oh, that was a success, apparently. Yes, it is. Just.
Yep.
One success only.
Okay. He says, yes, I just need to get one more thing out of my safe. And you realise actually what he'd been doing is there's a safe in the wall that he was taking things out of, and what he actually does, it's a bundle of cash.
I need to worry about that now. Come on.
He sort of looks at you a bit. He's clearly a bit disorientated by what's just happened. But you manhandle him down the stairs, towards the stairs and down the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, having heard the shots. Sorry, apologies. Cut to the rest of you. Nellie, let's start with Nellie. You hear shots fired above you in the house, and obviously the screaming as well.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have gone to rush upstairs, but likely by the time it's all finished up there, she's halfway up the stairs and they're coming down.
Yeah. So you encounter Archie bringing Bernard down the stairs, and but Bernard does seem odd to you. He does seem slightly strange.
What happened? What?
One of those infiltrator chaps managed to get into the house. We've got to get out of there. There could be more of them around.
In the house?
Yes, upstairs.
Okay. She tries to cover.
Help him. Did we bring the bag down?
He grabbed the bag. Absolutely, that was the thing he grabbed.
Okay. I'll take over from shepherding the old man, and so that Archie's free to do what he needs to do.
Okay. I will step outside and shepherd everyone onto the truck. I will do this by the cunning experience of shouting, "Sergeant, get the men onto the truck!"
Stop! Men, onto the truck!
Right. A couple of things. Anton is at the bottom of the stairs when you get there. So Archie, you go past. Nellie, do you speak French?
Apparently, I only speak English and Latin, so we didn't really add any more languages on.
I thought you had a load of languages.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm the one with the language.
I think somebody else was. Yeah, I think it was Archie that's the linguist.
Okay.
As it were.
Okay. Right.
I do also speak a bunch of languages.
Yeah, as does Nikola. Yeah, but okay.
Mhm.
There's a very brief conversation. Nelly, which is in French, so you don't understand what I said, between Bernard and I've forgotten his I've forgotten his name.
I noticed something while he's walking.
Archon. And he gives basically a bundle of money to his manservant, and then they shake hands, and it becomes very clear the manservant is not coming with you.
Gotcha.
Now I feel really bad for blowing up that car. He could have used that.
Right. Archie and Sam, you start to organise the troops, and
Well, I organise the troops by telling Sam to do it, and then going standing by the truck, putting out a cigarette, and then putting it away again.
right.
Yep, I'll get everybody into the truck. Sam will be the last one on.
Okay. Just as you're yelling, Sam, just as you're yelling at everyone to get on the trucks, the soldier next to you, I'm just going to do this for dramatic effect because your attention is elsewhere, says, Sarge, movement over there. And he points to, can you see the map?
Yep.
Oh, let me, down here. Okay. And
I missed that completely.
down here. Okay.
Maybe zoomed out too much.
So just
by the bottom V of the fence.
Yeah,
gotcha.
that big
Yeah,
barn there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you, Sam, you glance over and see. Actually, give me an observation insight check, please.
Sam,
yes, please.
Observation, insight.
Yep. Can I
no
also,
momentum.
Can I also have one, please, from Nikola as well, please? 2 successes. Right.
Yes.
You see. Right. Nicola, you see also some movement around here. Someone darts across the open ground here to behind this tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, both of you, these people look very different. For a start, they're harder to spot because they're wearing camouflage sort of smocks, and they look, for what you've been told about, German paratroopers. Fallschirmjäger, as they're known.
So I've got 2 successes. So
now with your extra success, you spot something.
So I can spend that success presumably to either create momentum or do some of those funky things. But yeah, I was going to ask you how many, or was there any more information?
Yes. So you get you can have would you like a piece of extra information?
Yeah.
You see a unit patch on their shoulders.
Okay.
And the unit patch. Sorry, bear with me. I'm going to show it to all of you, even though only Sam has seen it currently.
Mm.
It looks unusual.
It looks remarkably like a
like the one that Nikola described.
Yes,
a wolf's paw.
A wolf's paw, as described, rather similar to what was described by Nikola.
All right, Private, you and I are going to provide covering fire. Movement to the south. Get on the truck.
Right. Can I have, please? Right. So let me. Okay, so
There's a cog in the middle.
Does kind of look like that cog with an eye in it,
Bruce,
or
can you
a
now
straw
see?
plate.
Sorry, Bruce,
Yep.
can you now see a couple of men?
Yep.
Right. Okay.
So hopefully the private and I will start shooting at them, predominantly to suppress them, but killing them would be a nice plus. And I would occasionally glance back to see how the progress is going.
Right. Sorry, just got to sort out. Right. Nikola, you've also spotted two men. One who's just dashed forward to behind that tree, and another one further back in the woods. Right. Okay. Sam, would you roll me attack roll? It will be at medium range.
Okie dokie.
Just for
Fighting
relevance,
rifles.
the one on the
coordination. Yep.
right has a machine pistol. The one on the left has a rifle.
Okay.
Which are you shooting at?
Rifle.
Okay. That will be a hit. And you've got an extra point of momentum there. Do you wish to put that into damage?
Successes.
So you need one to hit. So you could with 1 point you can add a point of bonus damage. You can do what's called confidence, which is add a point to morale, like Chris did with Archie. You could take an additional minor action.
Yeah, I've got the list here. What does the confidence do? The morale do?
It gives you 1 point of courage, which acts as armor against mental attacks. If you're in danger of getting broken, you have to take a fear check, something like that, then it gives you 1 point of armor.
No, I'm going to add it as momentum because it'd be useful to have 2 or 3 to knock something down or do something a little bit more
Okay. So you
more
add
sort
that
of
on.
permanently
Okay.
damaging. And then gear, Lee Enfield, roll. Damage is 3 with 1 effect.
So
Don't have any effects on
no,
that.
the effects. We've sussed out the effects are only if it's salvo. So it's 3. So. Oh no, he's got that. Yeah. Right, you wing him.
Yep.
Right. Let's do it quickly. Right. Right. Then.
Andy, where is Bernard? He's illustrated still being in the house. I thought we'd shuffle him out into the
Sorry,
truck.
apologies. So, I'm not right. Bernard is in the truck. Anton comes rushing past Sam, grabs a bicycle from this shed here, and then starts cycling
For
off
some
more.
reason, the car isn't working at the moment.
Yes. So that right then.
And I'm out standing by the truck.
Yeah, you can
Just to clarify that.
yeah.
It's just so I'm next to them.
Yeah. Have you got control of your token, or have I messed it up by putting them underneath? Right.
They are under the truck, but
Yeah.
apart from
You
that
have,
being
you have
dangerous
put
when you
under the
drive
truck.
off.
You have put me under the truck. I can't reach
Okay.
it.
Sorry. Truck there. Yeah, let's leave Casamir. He won't be moving. Right. The guy with the rifle fires back at you, Sam. He is there. That will be. And misses. Then the British infantryman. He scores a hit on the same man.
Don't forget, if they're not shooting at me, Andy, they get an extra They have an extra difficulty.
Oh.
But they don't know that, so they shouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
target.
And then the guy with the submachine gun fires at you as well. Sorry, apology. Yeah. So you fire wing him. The rifleman fires back at you, misses. The British guy fires back and seems to wing him but not do very much damage. And then the guy with the submachine gun also fires at you. And also, I didn't even put range in that. That's definitely a miss. I forgot about range there. Right. There's a brief flurry of fire from your position, while everyone else is pezzing it towards the vehicles, apart from possibly Nikola. What's Nikola doing?
Shooting
Well,
back.
hold on. I've got something. I'm going to be doing something slightly different as well, Andy.
Okay. Would it make sense to go before Nikola, or should I do Nikola first?
I'll do Nikola first.
Okay. So, Tom, what do you want to do?
Shooting the movement.
Shoot at the lead one?
Yeah, one at the front. The
Yeah,
one that I
okay.
definitely saw.
Right. So, I think you will be in medium
I've
range.
got a long range.
You've got long range. So that actually means.
No.
Sorry, what you say?
No, say my rifle's has got long. So
Yeah, because you've got telescopic sight on it. So
So
that means actually it's one difficulty harder to hit him because of the because you're outside of the optimal range of the weapon. That's the
So
way.
what is the range?
It's long. I think he's at medium.
Okay.
How does that work? Because when you look at the map, the distance from where Sam was shooting at the guy over on the west-hand side of the map was at long range, which is a shorter distance from where I am to that tree.
Okay. Yeah. No. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. The one. I'm just confused by
No.
that.
No.
I know there's
No, I
one
was shooting
thing,
him.
but
Oh.
no. The first sniper that you shot.
Yeah.
Over on the west,
Yeah.
that was, you were told that was at long range.
Yeah.
But you had a medium rifle, yeah. But the distance from where you were to that sniper looks, from naked eye, to be further than where I am. So I'm just confused by that.
Maybe that sniper was further away.
No. It's Tom. You raised a good point. We'll just say we'll say it's no penalty for the moment. Yeah, I need to figure out how we're going to do the ranges. You've just hit a very good point there.
He generally look like medium to me.
Yeah, but I probably should have diced down for the long range of the snipe was probably closer than he should have been. Is probably the error made. But anyway, for the moment, Tom, make your attack, please, at no penalty.
Okay.
You're quite right, Tom.
Fighting, rifle, agility. Oh, sorry, is agility or coordination?
Coordination.
Yeah, I just saw that one.
Has that been done with coordination?
No, that was done with agility. This one was done with coordination.
Okay.
So I miss.
Yep. Okay.
Tell Kezia to get in the truck.
Okay. Kezia jumps in the truck.
And yeah.
Right. Then the guy, yeah, right. There's some shots back, but actually no, I'll give him a shot at range. But he needs 2 extra successes to hit. No, some shots go wild over your head from the submachine gun. Right. So I think I'll just narrate it from here. The British soldiers, some of them fire back, some of them clamber on the truck. What did you want to do, Chris?
Well, seeing that there's a lot of shooting going on, I better take charge of that. So I'm going to walk up to this corner here, peer around and see if I can see those guys. As soon as I can, I'm going to shoot them.
You're going to shoot at
Okay.
Yep, certainly.
I'll shoot at this chap here. So it's medium range.
I'll give you a 1 penalty for range.
Okay.
So you need 2 successes to hit.
All right. I will spend a piece of momentum.
There isn't any momentum to spend.
I just dice it down by 1. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
As I said it, I clicked the minus button.
Gotcha. Apologies.
You can watch the video back if you don't believe me.
No, I do. I trust you all.
So,
yeah, I gave him the momentum from my.
Yeah.
It's on coordination, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, not that great. 2 successes. Well, that's enough to hit.
Yes. So you hit him.
I was going to salvo as well because you asked me to do a salvo earlier. That gives me an extra dice. Do you mind if I do it retrospectively? I forgot to declare it.
No, that's fine.
Okay. In that case, that gets me an extra dice.
Just roll a d20.
Missed it anyway.
Right. Okay.
So 2 successes, so I get 4 dice of damage, 5 dice of damage,
and knock off a point of ammo, and you are salvoing.
Yeah.
Therefore,
What good as it could have been.
if you get
Specials.
if you get effects equal to his resilience, he has a stun effect. So roll your damage, please. So
2 points of damage, but 2 stunning things.
And he appears far harder than that and is not stunned.
Oh, blimey, he's quite good then. Okay, well, it was not very effective, but...
Right. Rather than dragging this out, there's more shots. The last few of you jump on the truck as the manservant has cycled off rapidly, and then the rest of you have dived on the truck. Oh, you will do something, Nellie. Sorry.
Can I just a quick question? The manservant Vashon, is he is he coming with us just for the first part of the journey?
No. He's grabbed a bicycle out of the shed and has cycled off, having been given some money by a great wad of cash.
Good man. Get while the getting's good.
I'm wondering whether if it's possible, whilst everything was happening, to see if I could have ordered him to jump on the back of the truck with us to get him out of the area, and then he can go on his merry way from there.
Essentially, give him a lift to start with.
Basically, yeah. I want Nellie's thought process is these people are clearly after whatever, and
Bernard.
he's like the manservant. He could have knowledge of whatever Bernard was doing. I don't want him falling into the clutches of them. I'd rather get him to the nearest village that we're going to, and know that he's not. So basically, she's going to try to do that. Obviously, if he refuses or ignores her, she can't do anything about that.
Okay.
But yeah, she'll shout after him.
Right. Can you please give me a persuasion check? It will
Sure.
be negotiation.
Yep.
And I think it would be will, because you're trying to persuade him. You're trying to persuade him with your sort of. Okay. He dumps the bike off to one side and climbs onto the back of the truck. You needed 2 successes, so you've actually got 1 extra. Do you want to put that into momentum?
Can I put that into part of momentum?
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah. So he comes with you initially, right? So even more cramped with an extra body in. This prompts a discussion in. Bernard is worried for his manservant. It's very clear. There's a babbled conversation in French between the two of them, which is it anyone in the back of the back of the truck who speaks French? I can't remember if Nikola or Casamir do. No, Casamir's in the front. Sorry. And
I don't know.
You don't either. I'm assuming that Archie climbs into the front again.
Yeah, actually, I'm probably going to run on the running board like I'm an old-time gangster.
Okay, cool. Right. The truck speeds off. There's some big discussion going on in French in the back, and Nellie. Those of you in the back can see that clearly there's a lot of concern on Bernard's face, but Vachon eventually turns and says to Nellie, I've explained that I'm going to get off soon. I have a family. I must stay in France.
Absolutely. We didn't intend on taking you. Just wanted to get you out of danger.
And you speed off for a little while, and then
when we stop to do that, if we're obviously apparently clear of immediate danger, I'll stop running like a gangster and get into the vehicle.
You stop at some point. Vachon gets off, and disappears off on foot rather than on bike, but he's certainly well clear. With further thanks and sort of handshakes with Bernard, and Vachon also thanks Nellie, but he definitely has to stay in France. And the other the rest of you are now in the truck. Can I have, please, a driving check, please, from...
Absolutely.
You only need 1 success, but we have a problem with this truck, as you know. You had made a good success earlier, so that kept it going. But
all right. And this will be coordination heavy vehicles then?
Yes.
All right. 2 successes.
Okay. So you're still managing to keep the truck going, and you start heading off back to towards where you think the Allied lines are. All right.
I'll add the 1 extra success to party momentum.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I keep forgetting to say that. Right. I need to be telling you how many successes are required each time, and I'm not doing that, so apologies. Right. You you retrace your steps, and the route that you took here. It takes you now. What was navigation again?
I think we said it was survival volunteering, didn't we?
Yes. Yep. So I think was Archie map reading.
I was, yes.
Can I have a survival orienteering check, please?
Okay. Don't you know the way already? We've come this way once already.
Well,
I'm going to
you
grab
can,
a
you can
map
have a
momentum.
bonus dice for that.
Oh, okay, thank you. Survival, sorry. I did it on agility. Oh well.
It would have been on insight, so it's the same number anyway.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
successes.
Just
And glad I bought all those extra dice. It was the last one that got all the successes.
right. You only needed 1 success, so you actually gain an extra 1, so you can put a point back into momentum if you wish. It does end up. It's interesting. The game economy like that does seem to happen quite a lot.
Oh yeah, it will do.
Yeah. Right. And you drive your way back to you you haven't been very long, so you actually come back to the same position that you crossed before, and encounter the same British troops who are holding the line. They're amazed to see you there. What are you going to do with the British stragglers you picked up?
They're part of the old bucks, aren't they?
No, they're not. They're
No.
the old bucks
Gotcha.
were the lot who are
Lieutenant.
holding the is the
Was it?
rear position. This lot are oh, is it on there? No, it's not.
West Kent, you said.
West Kent's, that was it. West Kent's. So this is not their
I
unit.
suppose we tell. No, but we. I think I'll probably tell them, or their whoever their senior
Corporal Martin is their
person.
ranking NCO.
Gotcha. That obviously the old bucks are at the stop point. That's kind of holding the line, and Lieutenant Meredith is there. Do they want dropping off there, or like what is their destination?
He says, "Ma'am, I don't really know. We're just we lost contact with our unit. We need to get to some kind of headquarters point and try and find our unit again."
I'm not there, am I? So
you're in the front, so a conversation can take place.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd probably, if there's one of those sliding things, sort of like open it so we can have this conversation.
Yeah. I will opine that I think that they should we should be returned probably to the nearest, as you say, headquarters unit, probably taking them back to the truck depot, leaving them off there, unless you want to Shanghai them as additional security, depending on what's going on.
Was that at me? Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I think we should be taking them back. I think we should be taking them back to our headquarters. Unit. I don't think we just dump them out here in the middle of nowhere.
No, absolutely
I don't know
not.
what the situation is.
Well, we don't want to go too far out of our way.
No, exactly.
But if we're taking this back to the depot anyway, let's take them back there.
Yeah.
And that's the logistics centre, so there must be headquarters reasonably nearby or accessible.
Indeed.
Right.
Does that work for you, gentlemen? And Corporal?
Yes, ma'am, he says.
Excellent.
Very good. Carry on.
Right. So, Casamir, you drive them back to the airport where you sorry, just realised I need to open something.
Very importantly, I pet Kezia.
We should open a book as to
He-
how
he
many
is-
battles she will last.
Listen,
Wow,
she
you're
is
not
the,
starting a
the
Deadpool on this dog.
she is the
You
morale
sick man.
support. Yeah,
Yes, our emotional support dog.
that's the one.
Right. You arrive back at it's Aéroport de Lille, where even though you've only been gone a few hours, it does seem like the situation is a little more chaotic. There are more. There's more vehicles that seem to have been dumped here, and there seem to be more more people milling around hoping to get a plane. Yeah. And the guy running the transport section quite happily accepts the truck back. You're told to park it somewhere else, particularly as it appears to be damaged because one of the windows has been shot out and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you dump that off to one. Well,
It was
actually,
like that when we got it.
you've got all the.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've
I'll
got.
sign off to
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, you're not dumping at the moment, of course, because it's full of stuff in the back. It's got cases and,
Oh, yeah.
and stuff. Now,
Yeah.
there are other military units around here. Do you want to send the West Kent soldiers off? Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's someone that they can report to.
They go and report to the duty officer. And essentially you're now at a sort of 1930 style airport, which is essentially an air traffic tower and some sheds. There's no planes. There's lots of people waiting around. What do you want to do? You're sort of almost you identify yourselves. You're let into the base, but then you're very much left for your own devices. There's
Well, where's our ride?
Well, your ride took off and took people because it was coming to collect staff officers and their HQ units who were being evacuated.
Okay, well, I'll stride up to whoever looks like they're in charge of the Special Reconnaissance Squadron, where, is that what we are again?
Yes.
Special
Reconnaissance
Group. Special Reconnaissance Group. We have on a priority mission to recover some equipment and personnel, and a priority we need to get them on a plane back across
Well,
to...
I thought we had a ship for escort, or for exfil, rather.
It was left vague. You would whether you wanted to try and get a ship or try and get it back on a plane.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah, fair enough. All right. Yeah. So let's try and get a plane. Planes are faster.
Yeah. Okay. So the officer he's more senior than you, but he looks at he's a captain in charge.
Appropriate approach with the suitable, decorum, etc. Salute and
right.
But
are you trying to? Well, actually, it doesn't really matter because it's a persuasion check. So can you give me a persuasion check on?
Doesn't make much of a difference. I'm not any good at any.
What stat are you
My
trying
way
to?
is not terribly charming, to be honest.
No.
I'll have to work on that. But I might as well use a point of momentum while I'm at it. So I'm lowering momentum now, okay?
Yep, sure, yeah.
That's what we use.
I think it's. Are you trying to? It's will or reason, but I know it doesn't make it. Are you trying to force him to your will, or are you trying to persuade him?
I'm trying to persuade him. That we're part of the special squadron on a special mission. We've got personnel that need returning to
Okay.
London as
So
well,
actually,
and cargo.
yeah. Do you think that's insight then, or reason? I think reason.
Fair insight, but I'll go reason if that's what it takes.
Yep.
Oh dear, this could go wrong. That goes wrong.
Do you want to use that point of momentum, last point of momentum, to re-roll, or can you not do that because you've already spent a point of momentum?
I'm not sure you can do that.
You could spend a point of fortune.
I'm sorry, what? What's fortune?
So fortune on your
Yeah.
character sheet, middle right.
What? Oh my god, there's fortune. How have
Fortune.
I not noticed this?
They're sort of luck points, and they should be explained somewhere on the the rules guide. Are they on there,
Sorry.
Bruce? I think it sounds like you've been looking at it.
Quick reference guide. I'll read this. Carry on. Sorry.
So essentially, you can spend it in advance to get a critical success on something. You can re-roll it. You can do.
So you can spend a point of fortune before you make a roll, and effectively it converts one of the. You get a dice which is a value of 1, effectively.
What if you made the roll already? Can you use it to?
You can
use one to
re-roll
re-roll.
any number of dice in the character's dice pool.
No, I better do that then. Otherwise, we're going to get stuffed, really, aren't we?
Well, you can also spend a fortune point to essentially immediately introduce a new truth for the scene. A plane arrives ready to take us away. You know,
Is that
whatever it is that you want.
what you think, Andy?
I think that's a bit. I think there's still going to be a skill check, a persuasion check.
That's not really how truths work.
Well, it could be something that no one in the scene has noticed yet, or a piece of equipment you thought you didn't have, but actually do.
I'll just spend one and try and reroll. Then I'll reroll.
Yeah. Just to be clear, I'm trying to remember how fortune points recover.
You don't. They recover at the beginning of the adventure. If you do something totally heroic or noble sacrifice, you might get an extra fortune point.
Yeah. Go on, do your reroll then, Chris.
I'll just let the dice you want to reroll. All of those.
You might also award us fortune points, Andy, based on our progress in the campaign, completing an objective, something like that. So if we rescued Bernard, for example, you might say, everybody gets a fortune point.
Yeah. Okay.
For example.
Right.
That's 4 successes.
Now.
So stroke of luck happens like as Bruce suggested. Perhaps even as we're talking about it, an airplane actually lands. And someone shouts out my name or something.
And actually, thinking back to what it had said there, maybe you can pull some papers out saying that, I've got a piece of paper which says I can requisition the next aeroplane,
That's good. I like that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's excellent.
Might be less brutal than what I said.
A piece of.
I think I'm going to charge you all 4 successes for that, though, because it was a difficulty 2 task. I should mean to tell you this in advance. But if you want to use the extra 2, you can go straight away.
That's what we want to do, isn't it? I think that's kind of our objective, so we'll do that. Yes.
Yep. Okay. So, you persuade the produce some authorization documents, which the duty officer looks at. He doesn't appear unkind. It sort of. You get the feeling he's more just frustrated that there's too many people and not enough planes. And he says, "Yes, Lieutenant, I will make sure you and your party are to the front of the queue."
We also have a truckload of crates.
Yes, it says here that you may have important equipment to take with you, and then. you then, as you're talking, a plane comes into land, and as he hurries off and says you bring your truck over to the plane, and he hurries off to insert you in the front of the queue, and you're as you're as the plane comes into taxi, it doesn't even turn the engines off, and it turns around, and you drive up with the truck and then start loading all the equipment on with this officer, this captain, sort of intercepting and instructing people to wait. There are, I'm going to spend a point of GM threat. There's a very irate brigadier who appears to be being delayed, and he demands, first of all, the captain's name, and then when he explains the situation, Lieutenant Fanshawe, he demands your name as well.
Absolutely no problem, sir.
Are you giving him your real name, or are you giving him a fake name?
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Actually, I wouldn't have thought of that, but actually, I probably would give.
No, you did think of this one when you arrived. Didn't you use a false name when you first arrived?
Yeah, we
Yes,
did,
we
didn't
did.
we? I'll give him the same false name that I
Yeah,
did.
we did do that, didn't we?
Yes. I completely forgotten that. Yes.
Right. So you give him a fake name, and he takes note of that. Therefore, not generating a truth that might come back to haunt you. And several other. I mean, you're not the only people on the plane. They do cram everything in here.
Yeah, sure.
And you end up there's sort of suitcases on your laps and things like this. But you and a number of other senior staff officers and so on, you can tell they're important because they have little red flashes on the shoulders of their uniforms, and you are ensconced in the plane, and it takes off and returns you to good old Blighty. Okay.
Success.
And you land back in England. A quick phone call from the airport gets a truck and a car sent to collect you and Bernard, and everything is taken back to the country house where you're based. Okay. Right. And once you're back at, well, actually, no. Do you want to? You haven't really had a chance to talk to Bernard yet. Do you want to do that before you get back, or do you want to wait until you're all back and being debriefed?
I think he probably wants a rest anyway. I'm a little bit nervous around him, to be honest.
Okay.
But yes, I'll address him and make him comfortable. He's a senior civilian present. But I think I might, yes, assign that one to my second in command here, Nellie.
Yeah.
Make sure
She's very curious.
make sure the buffer's all right. Take care of him, will you? And I'll then go and pretend to talk to somebody in the back or something.
Right.
Don't forget the in-flight peanuts, Nelly.
As if I would.
Could be allergic.
Right. So do you want to start trying to get him talk to Bernard in character before, or
if he's not too tired, like obviously exhausted from the whole thing, Nellie would probably probe him for some information.
Right. So this will be in the car journey. He doesn't want to talk about anything in the plane because there are other people around. But
Other
in
ills,
the car journey
yeah.
from the airport back to your country
We're back.
house,
Yeah.
what do you want to ask you about?
So I think the first thing she asks is about the incident that happened with the person upstairs. She says, so somebody had broken in and gone upstairs and accosted you. What happened?
I'm not going to do a French accent.
Don't.
He says, I'm guessing, but he seemed somehow he got himself into my bedroom, and I think he must have found my safe there, and then realized he couldn't open it, and he only sort of made himself. I only realized he was there when he challenged me after I'd opened the safe and had started taking some things out. And yes, and then
You don't know why he would have been there. What do you know? What it is that he was asking for? Was it money? Was it books, items? You seem to be quite targeted in that situation.
yes. Now, give me a charm check, please. On.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which stat.
And she'll before I roll it, she does say to him, and just so that for the sake of clarity, I am quite aware of your notoriety as a sorcerer.
Okay, right. Sorry, just by the way,
Yeah.
we're on a new scene, so I'm reducing party momentum by 1. Okay. Right.
She doesn't get any points. She fails.
Do you wish to use a fortune point to re-roll that? Bear in mind they reset at the start of each scenario.
What fortune?
Adventure, yeah.
Adventure.
So we're coming to the end of this
Oh.
training session, is what Andy
Oh,
might be.
then yes, definitely. Yes, I'll use a fortune
yes.
point. Is that to re-roll or
Yes.
to auto-succeed?
Re-roll.
You can auto succeed before you roll. You could you can add. You can essentially gain 2 successes and then make the roll and add any further successes.
Essentially,
but I had to announce that before I
Yeah.
did the roll.
Yeah.
And you can only spend 1 fortune point in a scene.
Yeah.
That's fair. I will spend the fortune point now and I will re-roll.
Okay.
Oh, select the dice I wish to Oh, there you go.
Oh,
no.
No.
Oh, that's even worse.
Right.
Somehow Eleanor really fucked it up.
You're not sure whether it's just you or whether it was this anyway, but he suddenly seems to you a little bit paranoid and quite guarded. And he actually clasps the bag to his chest and says, I think they were just trying to, I think he was just trying to rob my money from the safe. You saw me give some money to Vachon. And you can tell he is lying. That's not.
Yeah.
He's sort of almost sort of telling you something just to finish the conversation.
I think sort of, if you'll allow it, sort of like adding on the suspicion, the paranoia now works both ways. She's now suspicious of him because he's lying.
That's entirely for you to decide.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. I think that probably, I have to
She
say,
keeps an extra eye on them.
ends the conversation till you're back at base. Right. So you get back to the country house and your base, and Janie Michaels is there. She comes out to greet him, as is I forgot his name. No, not that one.
Sir Howard?
That's it, Sir Howard. and nothing's really happened with it, but Casamir does have a little bit of blood from a bit of shrapnel or something that hit him, because you took a slight wound, didn't you? Actually, no, it wasn't a wound, it was just
Yes.
stress damage.
No, it was. Yeah, I have a dent in my helmet.
Yes. And you're taken into the drawing room with nice leather-backed chairs and a roaring fire, even though it's May, and you're served glasses of. So Howard pours you glasses of, well, whiskey, port, whatever you wish to drink, and you're still all in your clobber that you were wearing, and so some of you might be quite muddy and stuff like that. And he doesn't seem bothered by that in the slightest. And you're all sat down there, and you all notice Bernard keeps sort of flashing strange glances at Nellie. And at one point, Bernard has figured out that Nellie doesn't speak any French, and he turns at one point to Janie and Sir Howard, and says in French, which I think certainly Archie, you definitely understand this.
I do. He knows I understand it as well because we spoke French
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah, but he it almost seems a little bit maybe in desperation to just communicate without Nellie understanding. He says to Sir Howard, can I trust her? And nods at Nellie. She started asking some very odd questions. What have you told her? And Sir Howard and Janie both speak up and explain that yes, Janie explains that Nellie is a member of the Bentham Club, and Sir Howard says that these are all members of my unit. I trust them all. And some mollification goes on, and eventually Bernard is persuaded. He is persuaded to trust Nellie, and therefore the rest of you more. Okay.
Whilst Bernard's having this conversation, sort of with those two, Sir Howard and Janie, Dr. Janie, I think Nellie's sort of gone over to Archie and is like, "Don't trust him. He was lying about what was what was between the gentleman upstairs and what was in his safe."
Yes, well, frankly, I'm not 100% sure I trust him either, but
Keep
the higher ups seem to. So
you've heard the French, the conversation in French as well, Archie. If you want to, you can intervene in that at all, if you wish.
No, I think this one's best left. I'm going to leave this one to
Okay.
the people who know it. But I will, when Nellie comes to talk to me, I'll say that yes, he seems to have rubbed Bernard up the wrong way. It seems he might have to do a little bit of work there to improve your standing with him, I'm afraid.
That's a shame. We started off as such a good best foot forward and all that. Never mind.
Well, I'm going to spoil it, but I saw something very strange when I confided in you that I saw something very alarming when I was up in. Yes.
What did you see?
Yeah, the man is certainly not defenceless.
How so?
I don't want to elaborate. Frustratingly.
Yeah, Nellie has a very shrewd look on her face, and she's just like,
well,
won't say any more, but
I will
she's
give you
staring
that
at...
you can see that I'm a little bit creeped out.
Mm.
Archie's
Now
quite
she
young,
definitely doesn't trust Bernard.
quite young and impressionable, and he probably doesn't hide his feelings very well, particularly with his relatively poor interpersonal skills. So yeah, you can probably tell he's a bit freaked out. So I mean, you noticed that usually
Nellie
he's fairly
just
viable.
nods at what she thinks is now this unspoken agreement that Bernard needs to be watched, and that he's obviously a very suspicious gentleman.
Right.
Sorry.
No. It's all, I love it. Just you're finishing that conversation. Your CO says, right, Archie and your team. Can you just elaborate on anything important that happened on this mission, please? All of you feel free to speak up, but I presume start with Archie. But just to remind you all, I expect all of you to speak up of anything relevant at all. Rank is important, but it shouldn't stop you saying any. It shouldn't stop you contributing to any discussions. And he then looks to Archie to sort of initiate the conversation.
Well, I'll initiate a conversation without necessarily launching into a long rambling speech where I describe the last two sessions, but essentially I will give a blow-by-blow account of what happened.
Yeah.
When I get to the part where someone had infiltrated into the house, I will gloss around the details of what was going on, simply to say that Monsieur Codessoir was protecting himself, and I was able to easily take out his assailant.
All of you spot, because it's blindingly obvious, at that point Janie sort of almost immediately head turn and stares at Bernard with a sort of she's clearly appraising him as to trying to work out what has happened. She clearly, in fact,
and yes, also gravitate at that point a small unit of these wolf paw soldiers dropped out of the sky and started attacking us as well. Fortunately, they weren't able to amass sufficient numbers to prevent our escape.
Now, so that okay. Just with the discussion of the wolfspaw stuff, because Sam saw that, I'm assuming you've then relayed it to other people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think
would assume that,
in the aeroplane journey, you know, I'm sure there'd
or
have
the
been a
truck
debrief in
journey
the
or
aeroplane. Yeah.
something.
Okay. So, Nicola, that's
Can we sort of have a standing order type thing? Is after any kind of action, I regularly talk to Sam to debrief, and
that makes perfect sense.
And he debriefs.
I'll let
me
you
as
know
well.
if I'm hiding anything.
Okay.
So Tom,
Yes, sir.
they are. This description of this wolf's paw symbol sounds exactly like the one you saw.
As soon as that's mentioned, it'll be a case of what you saw. Shit. It was surprisingly quick how the paratroopers got to us, and it was also the fact that the place was under observation by not the Gestapo, honest governor.
Yes.
So they definitely.
Yes, we were initially attacked by the chaps in black coats.
We had no information from them, though.
Were they a separate?
Well, hold on, Andy. I searched one of them and took anyway. In fact, didn't we take a prisoner? No, I'm remembering.
You.
Oh.
Oh God, I've completely forgot about that.
Fuck. Yes, we did, and he was in the truck as well.
Oh, that's right, because the dog.
He was tied up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd have brought him on the
I was
truck.
about to say,
You've got a prisoner.
Yeah.
I just
We-
yeah, okay, well, hand him
Yeah.
over as well then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I completely forgot about that.
Well remembered. Whoever just remembered that. Right. So yes, you
Yes,
God Almighty.
I did search one of them. Remember, and I did take anything that might have provided identification. So I'll hand that over at this point.
Right.
If there is anything. And plus, there's a gentleman in the stockade waiting for interrogation at your convenience.
Right. Okay. So, you speak German, don't you? Right. So first of all, we've got a
Yeah.
prisoner in the stockade. That will have to be dealt with. We could go do some interrogation of him at some point.
When we get to pretty much as soon as we land, I would imagine we hand him over to the authorities rather than trying to take care of him. So
Well,
they would be extremely twitchy about us carting a German prisoner around the country in the back of a car.
okay.
Don't you think?
This is, but considering our specific group, would we not want to? And knowing that, especially if Sam has already told us on the plane over that there was a wolf paw thing, and that's something Nikola has already
Right. Sorry.
relayed in the.
I've just got to go off camera a sec. But just while you can discuss what you want to do. There is absolutely no precedent for this. No, your teams have never captured a prisoner before, and you're actually not entirely sure what the regulations as such are. So you can potentially make them up as you go along. But
Okay,
I should
well,
back
maybe
this up.
We are the reason for the Geneva Convention.
We are the reason.
We're not just the Canadians, okay?
We're worse. We're
yeah,
bad characters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh Jesus. Yeah,
Um,
Nellie would definitely argue in that handing him over might compromise any information that we need to get from him.
So my initial point of view is that he should be handed over to relevant authorities when we get back. However,
Nellie's argument is
happily.
the relevant authorities is probably Sir Howard, or with the whoever the head of our section is, which is Sir Howard actually. But obviously that's just her suggestion. She's not saying that's what we have to do.
We don't
Actually,
know
for the
if,
same reason that we do. Yeah.
well, the
Go on,
things we don't know if the person we got was a member of the wolf
No.
pack.
No, he's one of these
wolf
suspicious gets with the
Yeah.
long
Not
back
the
coats.
Gestapo. Yeah.
So it could have absolutely nothing to do with it, but do we want to take that risk?
No.
Sorry about that.
Right, so we keep this really brief, but I've been prevailed upon by Nellie that we probably are the appropriate authorities. However, I will check when we land as to what the appropriate thing to do would be
Check with
in the
who?
hypothetical situation.
Check with who?
A senior officer present.
I'm
not comfortable casting a suspicious prisoner around without telling anybody.
Certainly. So the officer says he's quite. Also, that would have raised even more. Think about it. Even more strange looks when you boarded a prisoner on the plane, and made that poor brigadier have to wait even longer.
Should have given
Sorry, I
the
forgot about that,
German
actually.
prisoner a cushion and a drink, and
Yeah.
just to
Peanuts.
wind up the senior British officers. Right. Okay. So I think what would happen is that you're essentially there is no one's bringing prisoners back. It's sort of by plane. So the officer tells you, it delays you. You're waiting for your truck to arrive anyway to take you back to base. But the officer goes off to basically make some calls, and you're told to well, you're supposed to fill in a form but they don't have a copy of the form, so you're made to write something out about.
Just write. Tell you what I'll do is I will write something out, taking responsibility for the prisoner myself.
Yeah.
All right, and state that we're planning on taking him to the headquarters of the Special Reconnaissance Unit,
Group.
or whatever it's called.
Special Reconnaissance Group. Yep. Okay.
Happy
And
Manor.
I'm just watching the second series of SAS. Right? Isn't that pretty much what the SAS name was changed to?
That's the
Oh no.
that's the SRS.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
completely
SRG,
different.
Okay.
And
They
it
were
was
the long range desert group, weren't they?
no, they were the SAS, and then they became the SRS, but that stood for Special
Raiding Force. Yes.
Special Raiding Squadron. Special Raiding Service. Special Raiding Service. They just changed the from.
Again.
So was that?
Yeah.
I'm going to pop away again, so I'll not bother carrying the camera over this time.
Yeah, I mean, they were the Long Range Desert Patrol at first.
No, they were actually formed separately.
Yeah,
I
I was
thought they
wondering if
came-
there was a confusion there. I've never heard of that SRS.
Yeah, I haven't.
The
But I thought the SAS came out of the Long Range Desert Patrol.
no, they stole a couple of members, but they were formed separately. This guy called Mike
They did a lot
Sadler
of
was
group, yeah.
was the main one who came across. I genuinely don't know if others do, but the famous one who came across is Mike Sadler, because he basically knew how to map read. What part of the confusion is, for quite a while, the Long Range Desert Group acted as taxi drivers, taking the SAS around until they actually started to get their own vehicles and do it themselves. That's what it is. But in the second series of Rogue Heroes, it's all about that they get called the SRS, the Special Raiding Service, for various political reasons. Which watch the program is relatively accurate. Actually, it's highly inaccurate in places, but it's got the core of it. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway.
It's good though. I've watched it all. It's great fun. Sorry. So you're essentially it's registered that you have taken him, and you're required to register his location. Probably confirm that he's still at your base after 24 hours, and then your commanding officer will have to confirm whether you're keeping him as a prisoner there or whether he's being sent to a POW camp.
Okay, so we turn up with a prisoner in tow in that case.
Okay, so the house, your CO he's not annoyed. He's just suddenly realised he never thought to actually set up a brig, but he dispatches one of his NCOs to go and sort that out, and some sort of coal shed or something is converted very rapidly, and some armed guards are placed outside, and the man is placed in there. You already searched him and taken all his gear. Looking through it, the only thing that's of any interest is his military ID, and he appears to work for some. Sorry, it's not a military ID. It's some sort of. Yeah, sorry, it's not a military ID. It appears to be some kind of ID identifying and working for an organisation called Natchwolf, which is German for night wolves.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And if anyone's making notes, you want me to put Natchwolf in the?
Yes, please.
Is there a notes page for us, Andy?
Oh, did we set one up?
Maybe
could you?
we should probably have a shared one. That'd be cool.
I probably should. Yeah, can you set one up for us? And I was going to say, in my handouts, can I have one actually that's just for me? Make notes, for example, that I came up with.
There is one on your character sheet. There's a notes page.
Is there?
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh, no,
Because I definitely it's under data. Yeah. It's under the data tab on your character sheet.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
I'll do.
all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you can make your own notes there, but I do think a central notes page would be good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Agreed.
Ugh, Vashon.
I don't know. Oh, okay, sorry.
That was weird.
So I think I was clicked on Vashon, which is why apparently Vashon has just said that, not me.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Bad. My one of my fancy roleplay campaign, I always come up as amoeba.
what?
Whenever I put type something in, I always go, amoeba says this. I have no idea why it's changed to amoeba.
Okay, that's an interesting one. Right. So,
Sorry.
that's all right. That's right. Okay. So, you've got that bit of intelligence. This guy seems to work for some organisation called Natchwolf, and you also got the description. So that's completely new to anyone else present. You've got that further sighting of the wolf patch on a military uniform. Yeah. Just to be clear, Nicola, when you saw it before, the soldiers were dressed as regular infantry soldiers, regular German infantry. Yeah. They weren't paratroopers. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And the last thing, as we're getting to the end of our session tonight, so having been mollified by Janie and your CO, Bernard explains a bit of what had happened. So, Chris, are you? Someone's dropped out. Tom, have you dropped out of the? It's saying you're not in Foundry. I don't know if it's. If you,
Well, says I am.
Yes,
oh,
yeah.
oh, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's mine.
To be fair, the people have been dropping in and out of the forge the whole game.
Okay.
Occasionally, Nick drops out and then comes back, and
Okay.
yeah.
The wonders of computers. Right.
Yeah.
So, the last thing is that Bernard explains. So, Bernard explains these men who dressed like that one you've taken prisoner, and the one that had made his way into my bedroom. The first one of those I saw came and they wanted to try and they knew I had something, or they knew I'd just received something, and they seemed to know that I was the intended recipient, and they wanted to purchase it off me. They actually offered me money for it, and it's well, I might as well just show you, he says, and he takes up the bag, which he's basically kept clutched to his chest the entire time, and he opens it up and he removes this from it. Did that pop up? Ooh,
Yep.
Just
Puzzle
I got one of those
box.
for Christmas.
Yeah. I think it might actually be that
Literally
design as well.
have that. It is literally that cipher thing.
oh, is that the image of Nick? Right. Okay. Anyway, so
That's right.
immersion and all that. It's a 6-dial cryptex. He says so. This I believe is my understanding is this is some kind of puzzle box, and inside is something important. From what I was told, well, my understanding is that it's a clue to finding some. Well, there's no other way to put this, and he turns and looks at Janie and says, "Janie, you know me well. You know I'm not mad. um, it reputedly inside is a clue to finding some lost remnants of Atlantis.
What?
My favorite Disney movie.
You are not. But if you want in, just break it. Cut the end off.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! We
Don't
can't just
try and
destroy
solve it.
something.
Just cut the end off.
You don't know if that thing's booby trapped.
You will soon
Be
find
dangerous.
out.
Well,
I mean, I can check for that.
he
Probably too
at,
old.
Give it to Casamir.
at Nicola's comments, he's had it out and was showing you, and at Nicola's comments, he takes it back and puts it back in the bag. No. I believe what's inside may be destroyed if it's opened by force. We have to try and solve
That
the clue.
would make sense. Well, do we have any clues?
Not at present, no.
Then the only option we have is to sit there and fiddle out everything.
Shrugs. Then
cut
the
it
only
open.
option we have is to break it.
Exactly. You see, we think the same way.
Where did you get it from, Bernard?
It came to him in a dream.
Ribbing this fictional character.
Not directly, but from a contact of mine in Italy. Someone who wished to get it away from Italy.
Makes sense.
Nellie gives sort of like looks towards Dr. Janey and Sir Howard, sort of seeing if she's trying to say to them without verbalizing, like if they would ask him who this Italian contact is, she knows that if she asks it, he's going to clam up because they seem to be quite stiff with each other at the moment. That's what she's trying to convey to them.
Janey turns to him and says, "Sorry, who in Italy? We have known each other for many years, and I didn't know you had any contacts in Italy." And he sort of smiles rather primly and says, "I have many more contacts than you realise." Seems quite smarmy about it.
Immediately suspicious.
You do realise that's not exactly comforting, right?
Right. I think that's quite a good point to leave it in that, because we're at the end of time. I think probably a good point to leave it there for tonight, and we shall
Makes sense.
continue in this discussion next time, and also potentially interrogating. I just got this mental image of Archie ordering Sam to get thumb screws out on this poor prisoner of war.
Well, he's a prisoner of war. He should be treated as such.
Right. Anyway,
Walks in perfect German. As your Gestapo like to say, we have ways of making you talk.
Right. Anyway, let's leave that there for tonight. Thanks to everyone watching. There'll be hopefully another episode in a little while time, a couple of weeks hopefully. But thanks for watching and goodbye for now.
Peace.